Spy X Family is a manga that my teenager wanted me to read. I'm glad she did, because it's pretty darn good. We start with a spy named Twilight, who's a master of disguise. He intercepts some incriminating photos of the foreign minister wearing a toupee. That's a pretty funny setup. It's a super serious spy mission juxtaposed with fake hair.
Argo Funk Book Review. Argo Funk Book Review.
Twilight's next mission is to get close to a particular politician. The problem is that he only makes public appearances at his son's exclusive school. To complete the mission, Twilight will have to get a child accepted into the school. He has a 1-week deadline. Ah, come on, everybody knows it takes 9 months to make a child, not 1 week. Twilight poses as an ordinary man named Lloyd Forger. He goes to a shady orphanage, which is willing to give him a child without asking too many questions. He gets a 6-year-old girl named Anya. She's got telepathic powers thanks to some kind of secretive child experiment. I think? Honestly, I am disappointed the book doesn't go into Anya's backstory. It's not too far away from saying, "This kindergartner is psychic. No, we won't say why. Deal with it." Hopefully they'll go more into the character backstories in future volumes. I'm more than willing to overlook Anya's unexplained telepathy because she's the best character. She is so adorable and fun while being awkward and hilarious. She has funny reactions to all the dark, sinister spy things that Lloyd thinks about. She's also very sincere in her love of him, which is nice. There is a weird moment, though. He leaves to get a copy of the school's entrance exam. She breaks into a spy closet and sends a message to enemy spies. Why did she do that? Maybe she thought it was all a game or something? Still, it's not a smart move to give away your location to enemy spies when there's no reason to. The enemy spies break into the apartment and kidnap Anya. Lloyd saves her in a violent battle. He gives Anya the opportunity to leave his dangerous life for her own safety. She insists on staying with him. Part 1 was all about finding Anya. Part 2 is about finding a wife. It's a shy woman named Yor who works at City Hall. Her co-workers and brother give her grief because she doesn't have a boyfriend. To save face, she lies and says she has a boyfriend that she's going to bring to the upcoming party. The truth is that Yor is a professional assassin named Thorn Princess. I think she likes murder even more than Lloyd does. So they're a perfect couple. She gains his attention by sneaking past him. Not many people are stealthy enough to get near him without his noticing. Since Anya can read minds, she knows they both want a fake relationship at the same time. Anya helps set the two of them up, as much as a small child can. But uh-oh! The party is at the same time that Lloyd needs to stop smugglers. There's a lot of fighting. He shows up to the party covered in blood, and he doesn't care when Yor's co-workers are super rude. There's even more fighting. He says giving people concussions is a type of therapy. I like how the book has a big disclaimer saying, "This is fiction." That almost feels like something that was added by the American publishers to avoid lawsuits. Yor helps out in the fight, and she proposes marriage. Humorously, Lloyd doesn't have a wedding ring, so he uses a grenade pin instead. It's so unnecessarily violent. And remember, this is fiction. Do not use grenades to propose in real life. Part 3 is a breather episode. Lloyd tries to train the others to act like high-class snobs. They fail in humorous ways. They worry the fake family won't work out, but then they all work together to catch a purse thief. So again, violence helps them feel more like a functional family. In Part 4, they have interviews at the school. As a test, the school places a kid in a dirty gutter. Will anyone help the child in distress, even though it means getting their clothes dirty? Luckily, Lloyd brought a second set of clothes, just in case. He passes the test and looks great. Next, there's a real emergency when animals stampede. Lloyd saves a child, while Yor uses her assassin skills to disable the leader animal. Luckily, Lloyd brought a third set of clothes, just in case, so they still look great. Part 5 is the interview. One interviewer is a jerk who purposely says terrible things because he wants to see them cry. He insults Yor for not cooking meals and says Anya will always love her real mother best. Lloyd is so furious, he smashes a table with one punch. Everyone feels sad because they failed the interview. Lloyd feels extra sad because he broke the major spy rule, don't develop feelings for your fake family. The good news is that the nice interviewer punches the mean interviewer in the face. If the interviewers like violence, our heroes are sure to get into the school. The end. Post-book follow-up. Wow, that was a lot of fun. It was funny and fast-paced. Maybe a little too violent for my taste, but still good. I like the first 2 parts the best. They introduce the characters and set up the story in an interesting way. A lot more happens in the first 2 parts than in the last 2 parts, which is just them going to an interview and then giving the interview. I think parts 4 and 5 probably should have been combined into one, but it's not like they were bad. I can't picture someone reading the first 4 parts and then dropping the book completely. I'm not sure why Twilight picked Forger as the family's last name. It sounds more like a good name for a criminal. Overall, I love the book. I'm definitely going to read the next one, and not just because it ended on the cliffhanger of whether or not Anya will get into the school. Of course she's getting into the school. They just introduced a bunch of characters there. And besides, if she didn't make it, the story would be over. I give Spy X Family 1 a 10 out of 10.